Okay, now as we move towards the third chapter of our TL duties section, you might want to remember that we talked about technical duties, we talked about team productivity, like objectives around team productivity, and the third one is around team unity and growth. This, I think, is the most ignored aspect by TLs. And it comes eventually to great TLs. It takes a lot of time, but honestly, this matters a lot, but most TLs do not focus on this because most of our or were introverts, and there is no statistical validity to what I'm saying here, but there's this perception that software engineering is, you put your head down, put your headphones on, and you code the whole day. You don't have to talk to people. And that is so wrong about this job, which, it took me a long time to realize as well. But this is a myth. TLs think, oh, I'm technical lead after all. Why do I need to deal with people? And I'll tell you why you need to deal with people. This job is inherently made to deal with people. It's any job where you take a leadership role is you have to deal with people. So one time I was on this project, which given was not one of the most shiny projects of all time. It was a reliability focused project. And one of the things we were doing is we were brushing up or alerting on various services. Now, this engineer who was tasked to brushing up alerts on this one service or one system, he was incredibly frustrated. He was not delivering on time at all. I personally felt like, oh, come on, it's not that hard. Just get it done, man. Like, what's the big deal? Why are you being such a dick about it? But I held those thoughts back and I talked to him. I talked to him like straight up. Look, hey, I sense you're frustrated. I'm not seeing the output I want to. I'm worried about you. Like, forget this alerting stuff. I'm worried about you as an individual. I care about you. The state you are in, I feel that this project is like causing a large amount of unhappiness in your life. And this engineer felt heard. They felt seen. And I think they recognized the situation that, they did not like this type of work. They communicated to me that, hey, I don't know why we are doing this. Why are other engineers not responsible for doing this? Why am I the one who's doing this? And I realized that, I feel the same way as well. Like, reliability is not a fun project. So I said it to him, look, we have to do this because we are the saving grace of this situation. We have a lot of reliability debt and you and I are fixing it together. It's unfortunate, but I'll take it upon myself that next time nobody has to do it. Like, certainly not the engineers who didn't build the crappy product in the first place. And I will ensure that you get rewarded for this. Team will really be thankful if you do this. And they truly realize, like, why am I doing this myself? And they kind of internalized as well. And after that, they were able to produce better output. So the lesson from that story is that, look, we are all humans. And being a TL, you are operating with humans on a daily level. So building some type of emotional intelligence is not a bad idea. And most of it just starts with listening. All you need to do is just stay shut. Don't say anything. Just create this type of safe environment where the person in front of you feels safe, like airing their views honestly, that you will not, retaliate. There won't be retribution. And then, they'll tell you the truth. Honestly, like, that's where it begins. So hopefully that helps, I've personally learned a lot from my partner on how to do all this. Did not come naturally to me, given the kind of upbringing I had. So my dad was in the military and emotions were not certainly the thing that I was taught to recognize in others, even in myself. So it takes a lot of work on yourself as well to develop that type of mindset. Anyway, we are talking about team unity and growth. And the reason I wanted to mention this is this job is made to deal with people, and one of the things which I'll talk about now is right here we have General S. Patton. He was one of the World War II generals from US who has a lot of iconic quotes about leadership and teamwork, and this is one of them. He says that if everybody is thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking. So he's referring to the groupthink bias, where people just want to align with what the group is thinking, and they're scared of airing their own personal perspectives. So when you make decisions as a team, then it's very important that you're able to harness the collective creativity of a group to make the best decision. But if you are someone, who leads a team and then always you are the best problem solver, I know that you are, you're an overachiever. You always know the right answer and you're inclined to just say it the moment it comes to you. What that does is it suppresses the creativity of the whole team. Now, everybody has incentive to align with you. They don't want to piss you off, or they don't want to go against you or argue with you, and they just haven't thought about this at all. You gave them the answer, right? And so, as a leader, you want to speak last in the room. You don't want to be airing your personal opinion early on. Yours should come last before everybody else has spoken. The other is that some people are louder than the others. I know great engineers who did not feel comfortable speaking in a big meeting, but they had great ideas and we all were missing out on them. So you certainly want to encourage equitable, contributions from everybody to decision making, and that goes a little bit into creating that safe environment for your team where everybody feels empowered. The other thing I would mention here is that as a leader, you always have, just imagine you have a big loudspeaker on your neck hanging. Every word you say, every action you take is being watched by people. They are emulating it, and that's if you operate with that mindset, you will feel that you have a bigger responsibility. You want to lead with that mindset. Now, I'm going to talk about this situation where you have two options. You can build in a sustainable way a project, or you can rush to a launch. TLs always, we know what they do, right? It's like cocaine. But in this situation, if you see, what has happened is the project has succeeded, but individuals have failed for various reasons, like the quality of the work was not good. We did not develop more experts in the team. We ended up burning out multiple team members that causes attrition now. So this is the kind of situation you want to avoid. And this is where treating your teammates, the people you lead, as humans, understanding their personal situations comes in very handy. The other part of creating that safe environment is rooting for the team. And encouragement comes when they feel that they have an equity in the mission, right? And how you make them feel they have an equity in the mission is by giving them opportunity to talk about their work, and in a forum where they feel that their work is valued, right? So you let them do the presentation to your senior leadership whenever there is an opportunity. You find your heroes, you find individuals that you want to grow and mentor, that you think can take your role in the future. That sounds like an unintuitive thing to do, like preparing people to take your role, but that's how you scale yourself. The other thing I see is that TLs are sometimes spooked out by sharing credit, thinking that if I share it with somebody, my share would get diluted. That's never true. Sharing credit just shows that you are a collaborative person. The problem was indeed hard and needed multiple people to work together. So sharing and spreading the credit is a good thing.